privacy.
Good evening, ghosts and ghouls. It's the one, the only JT Ripper, and I'm here with the one, the only
Todd of Thunder.
And you're tuning in to a horrible conversation where we're going to talk about the latest news this week and horror community.
Yes, indeed. And, not much to report on this week, but I got a few significant things that I think people would be interested in hearing.
Alrighty.
Well, as you know, I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Nicolas Cage is going to play Dracula in an upcoming movie. Well, I got a little information on it. First of all, it's going to be a Universal monster movie.
Really?
So it's not going to be like a straight to DVD or kind of like a B movie. It's going to be a Universal monster film, and it's going to be called Renfield.
So is this actually going to theaters?
Yeah, it's
Holy
going to
shit.
theaters April 14th, 2023. The little description is, R.M. Renfield was an inmate at a lunatic asylum who was thought to be suffering from delusions, but actually is a servant of Dracula. So it seems like it's going to be some guy named Renfield. It's going to be like his story, but Nicolas Cage will actually play Dracula in it.
That is... Is this actually the first time he's done like a big movie in theaters since what, National Treasure?
It might have been. It might be.
Because he's been doing like straight to DVD stuff for like forever now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
good for him.
Well, another little piece of information on it. It's believed to be taking place in modern times, so it's not it's not going to be like a period piece like you get with most Dracula movies.
Okay. Yeah.
So, maybe that will kind of give you an image of what he might look like.
I saw a on set shot of him walking out, but things look different after they're dolled up and ran through the computer and CGI to death. So,
but apparently, this is going to be in their little universe of them, trying to recreate these Universal monster pictures, which is cool because this film is looks like it might be an original, which is pretty cool.
I dig it. Hopefully it's good. We'll see.
Let's see here. Here's a rumor mill for you. Rumor has it that the filmmakers behind Scream, who made the last movie, who is currently working on Scream 6 right now.
Yeah. 7?
6, 7? I don't know. I think it's 6.
Okay, we'll go with that.
But rumor has it that after they get done with Scream 6 working on it, they plan on working on a sequel to Escape from New York.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, it was a rumor a couple months ago that it was going to be a reboot of Escape from New York.
Okay.
Now it's turned into a sequel to Escape from New York.
Are they planning on bringing back Kurt Russell?
With Kurt Russell.
Oh, now I'm in.
And it looks like John Carpenter will be a producer of the project.
No shit.
So, that's just a rumor. That's something that...
Okay. I hope this rumor comes to fruition.
Yeah. And another little piece of information for all our video game nerds out there.
Alrighty. That'd be me.
Some people might know this, some people might not, but they're doing the Evil Dead game.
Yeah.
Well, it's free to download right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been out. Oh, it's actually free? Oh, shit.
It's going to be free until November 24th.
Okay.
Now, this particular free sale is only going to cover the base game.
Yeah, not
If
your
you-
DLC,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
if you want DLC or the season pass or whatever, you're going to have to pay for that. But you
Yeah.
can download the base game right now for free until Thursday, which is the 24th.
That's cool.
And it's going to be on all major platforms: PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox S, Xbox X, Switch, PC, all that good shit. So for anybody that loves to play the video games and you want to just, try it out for free, here's your chance.
It's pretty fun from what I could tell. I watched a lot of video on it. I just didn't feel like dropping the $60 at launch, so I might actually play that. But the gameplay is very similar to the Friday the 13th games. It seems like every horror movie game that's coming out is going to kind of take what they did and roll with it, because you got the Texas Chainsaw game coming out next year.
Yeah.
That's taking kind of the same premise of the Friday the 13th game, except for like expanding on it. So it should be. I've heard nothing but good things about it. So hopefully I get to check it out along with the listeners.
Yeah, and Bruce Campbell will be providing the voice of Ash in the video game. So, and I think several cast members from Ash vs. Evil Dead are
Yeah.
going to do voices in it too.
Yeah,
so
they do it.
it's actually going to be authentic.
Yeah.
And
Sweaty as hell, sweaty as hell.
any chance that we get, we always like to promote Tubi on here. Tubi is a free streaming service that we find to have some of the best horror movies out there.
Yeah, even the what's that one paid horror subscription?
Shudder.
I'm sorry, but I feel like Tubi has a better catalog. Hate to say it, Shudder. Strutter.
Yeah. Well, just for the listeners out there, I went through Tubi and I wrote down what I like to call 10 great underrated slasher films. Of course, there's a lot more than 10, and there's a lot more than just slashers. But I thought this would be kind of fun to like.
This is not your top 10.
No, this is not a top 10. This is
just
a random
recommendation of 10 slashers to watch
that are also underrated. So you might have heard of some of these, you might not have, but if you get a chance, check them out. So number 10 is a movie from 1986 called Slaughter High.
Great movie.
If you get a chance to watch that and you like a little comedy in your slasher, watch that. Number 9 from 1981, Graduation Day. This is actually a very early trauma film that is actually a serious film, not like the...
Before they went goofy.
Before they went goofy. Number 8 is 1983, Curtains, which is a great slasher film.
Yeah.
Number 7 is from 1987, although it might pop up as 1989 because it's kind of a foreign film. So I think it was probably made in 87 but didn't come to the United States until 89. So it's either going to say 89 or 87. Either way, it's Stage Fright.
Great movie.
Number 6, very, very underrated slasher film from 1987 called Slaughterhouse. If you're a fan of like Texas Chainsaw style, that's a great movie. Number 5 from 1989, Intruder, which has a cameo from, oddly enough, Bruce Campbell and Ted Raimi. So we were just talking about the Evil Dead video game. So number 4 from 1982, Pieces. Talk about fun shit.
Oh man, that's a great fucking movie.
Great over the top slasher during that golden age of slasher films. Speaking of golden age, from 1981, number 3 is Madman.
Oh, that's a great movie too.
Yes, once you get that song stuck in your head, you can't unhear it.
Right.
Madman Moth. Number 2 from 2006. This actually has a few sequels to it, and I think it's fucking great. And that's Hatchet.
Oh, love fucking Hatchet.
Yes, Kane Hodder plays in this. There's a cameo by Robert Englund in this. Great, what I would call a great modern day slasher, and a tip to the hat to the yesteryears.
Yeah, if you like that redneck Jason from Part 2, imagine that, but a lot more brutal and like more like gory.
Yeah. And number one from 1981, one of my personal favorite standalone slashers, The Prowler.
Oh, such a great fucking movie. I love that movie. The atmosphere in that movie is so like fucking dark and creepy.
Yeah, Tom Savini, legendary special effects makeup artist.
Savini Weenie
is the artist on this film. Plus, it was directed by Joseph Zayo, who also directed my favorite Friday the 13th film, The Final Chapter. So
interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, so those are just 10 great underrated slasher films that you can watch right now free on Tubi if you haven't seen any of them.
Check out at least one of them, at least Prowler.
Yeah, Prowler. If you're into more modern day, over the top, go for Hatchet.
Yeah, if you want something like more like up to date looks.
Yeah,
aesthetics.
But those are 10 great movies to definitely check out.
Tubi for the win as usual.
Yeah, and I guess
they're not a sponsor by no means.
Oh no, we don't sponsor shit.
Nah,
I'm eating a Lunchable, drinking Diet Mountain Dew if that counts.
We're poor.
Send me more. But like we did with the last episode, again, we're going to go through Google and rank or see their ratings for some of the movies that they, like some of the franchise they do. This week we're going to do Friday the 13th.
Okay.
And I don't remember if I started with the first one and went down or if I started with the last one and went up.
You started from one and then went to the newest.
Okay, well, I guess this time we'll switch it up and I'll start at the bottom and work my way up.
Okay.
All right. So, again, this is going to a 5-star rating, and they are doing halves. And we'll tell you what Google gave the movie, and we'll tell you if we agree with it and whatnot. So, we're starting with 2009, Friday the 13th remake. And they gave this movie out of a 5, 3.5 stars.
I'm going to say 4.
Okay. I'm fine with 3.5. I'm fine with 3.5.
I think it was a very solid 4.
Yeah.
Honestly, it like the way he acts, it's one of my favorite Jasons.
So we go to 2003. Excuse me.
Jesus! Oh my God! It smells like shit.
It's baloney.
It's baloney.
Freddy vs. Jason. They gave this out of 5 stars. They gave it 4. I think that's a little bit too high.
Yeah. Especially like it doesn't really. The more I watch it, the less it holds up. I'm gonna say 3.
I'm gonna say 3.5. Now, let me say this. I'm going to give Freddy vs. Jason 3.5, so I'll agree with you for the remake. I'll give it a 4, because I think the remake is a way better movie than that. So if I'm going to give it this one 3.5, and I think the other movie's better, then I'll bump it up to 4. Anyway.
Respect.
2001 Jason X. Wow. They gave this movie 3.5 stars.
What? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep, 3.5 stars for Jason X. Look, this is a fun, goofy movie, but this ain't no goddamn 3-star movie.
Not even a half.
No, this is...
I'm going to give it a 2.
I'm going to give it a 2 as well.
Because it's like bad, good, watchable.
Yeah.
And the kills are pretty good in it. And I mean, you do have, Kane himself in it. As Jason.
Yeah, so. Kane Hodder as Jason. Yeah, I'm going to give it 2. Then we go to 1993. Here we go. Friday the 13th, which is not really the title. It's really Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, right? They give this movie 3 stars out of 5.
Are you shitting me?
Mm-hmm.
What? Who the fuck? Why? What were they on?
I'm not sure.
Well, since we're doing half a stars, it gets a half a star.
Yeah, I'll give it 1 star just to be different.
That movie's goddamn 3 Wow.
Yeah. So, we go to 1989. One of my personal favorites. This is going to be interesting. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. They gave this movie, surprisingly, 3 out of 5 stars. I like this movie. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars, but I want to state right now, I'm actually surprised they gave it 3 stars.
But you do realize they gave Jason Goes to Hell the same star rating as that.
Well, they gave it.
That's why I hate this 1 to 5 shit. But as far as that goes, I'll give it a 3. I think 3 is fair.
Okay. Then we get to 88, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. They gave this movie 4 stars. I love this movie, but this is a 3 stars at best movie to me.
I agree with you, right.
So, then we go to 1986, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, another favorite of mine. They gave this 4 stars, which I think is fair. I would give it 4 stars.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Now we go to 1985, Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, which is the one without Jason, which I think is underrated. They were very generous to this. They gave it 3 stars, which I think is fair.
I'm going to go 2.5.
Okay. Then we get to 1984, which is Friday the 13th, the final chapter, my favorite one. They gave this 4 stars. Now, I understand why they give it 4 stars. But I think this is a perfect slasher film. I'm giving it 5 stars.
Man, I really love that movie. There's 2 5-star movies in this one, and I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I got a feeling I know the other one you'll give 5 stars, but we'll get to it. Friday the 13th, Part 3, from 1982, they gave it 3.5 stars. I'm going to boost it down to just 3. I think that there are great death scenes in this, and I think that most people hold it in high regards simply because it was the first movie where Jason got his hockey mask.
Yeah.
And Brooker, the guy that played Jason, I think his name was Richard Brooker. He passed away, but he was a great Jason, don't get me wrong. But I think people tend to kind of overrate this movie just a tad because it's the first hockey mask Jason.
Yeah, I agree with you on your ratings.
So we go to 1981, Friday the 13th, Part 2. They give it 4 stars, and I got a feeling this is the other 5-star in the franchise.
Yes, 100%.
I boosted up to 5 stars as well.
I mean, it's better than the first one.
So, speaking of the first one, 1980, Friday the 13th, they give this movie 4 stars. I think I would give it 3.5. And I think the reason why they gave it 4 stars so high is because it did kind of jumpstart the big, what you would call blockbuster slasher films.
Yeah.
And in that sense, it's a great movie, and it still holds up. It's still enjoyable.
Still good. Yeah.
I think 4 stars is a little high because they're basically telling you it's 1 star away from being damn near perfect. But I think 3.5 is fair.
I agree with 3.5. I think 4 is too much. 3 is not enough.
Yeah, 3 is not quite enough to give it, to signify the importance of the film, but 4 is going a little bit overboard. So I think 3.5 right there in the middle pretty much sums it up on that.
Yeah, facts.
Well, that's all I got for this week, buddy.
Alrighty. Well, it's been fun, and it's been real fun actually today. I'm JT Ripper.
And I'm Todd of Thunder.
And we're out like kraut, baby!